negative energy that may go backwards and forwards when people hate you, or you've said something that you regret, or somebody's really upset you. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is open sacred space. Put your hand on your chest and just breathe in 4 times through your nose, out through your mouth. Tongue to roof of mouth. On the 4th one, as we breathe in, as you're breathing in, breathe in a bit more and open up sacred space. Your winner kacha. Put it in front of you and put it behind you. So now you've opened healing sacred space. What we're going to do is we're going to grab a stone or a crystal. It could be a stone that you've got from the park. It doesn't have to be crystal. It can be anything. And what you're going to do is think about the person that you've had a problem with. So think about that person that you've had a problem with and think about what they said or what they did to you. And then when you feel the pain of what they did to you, then blow it into the stone or the crystal or whatever you choose to use. So it could be stone or crystal. And while you're blowing on the stone, ask them to forgive you. And for you to forgive them. And giving thanks to them and think about what they've taught you through the hate that they've given you. So let's say you've been hated by a narcissistic person. And if you realise that they've got narcissistic in them because of their upbringing and what's happened to them, then what you do is that you say, thank you for showing me and educating me about the things that I don't like and that I don't want this energy in my life, blowing it into the stone again. And keep blowing it into the stone until you feel that that energy has been fully released. And when it's been fully released, you can go and throw it over the park to release it even more. Or you can run it under a cold tap to get rid of it again, because the clarity of the water will clear out the energy. Or you could use Florida water. Like I've got some Florida water in this little spray bottle that I'd get my stone and spray it again just to cleanse it so that negative energy is not staying. This is a crystal, not staying in the crystal. Does that make sense? And now that sacred space or your winner kacha is open, I'll show you how to rebalance all your chakras, your energy centers. So put one hand on your heart, which would normally be the left hand, and one hand above your head. And just think about the energy flowing from the hand on the head to the hand on the heart. Do it a couple of times and then come down. Go to the snake or the root chakra area, which is just below the pubic bone. doing the same thing again, connecting these energies. Deep breathing diaphragmatically, then coming up to your third eye, hand on your third eye, still hand on heart, and connecting to these energies. Then come down to your second chakra, which is just below the belly button. And as you've done that a few times, then come up to the communication chakra. Same again. Visualizing the energy going up and down and the body realigning and rebalancing. Then come down again to your third chakra, which is the power and self-will, or hummingbird in the 9 rights system. And now we're going to come up to the love chakra, both hands on the same area. Breathe in nice and deeply. Then bring your hands up above the head, visualizing a sun or a white light, and bring it slowly into the body. So you're bringing your Winakacha into the body and energizing all your chakras, realigning and repowering them up. Now, breathing into the stone technique in which to release stuff is in Alberto Villoldo's book, which is called Shaman Healer Sage: How to Heal Yourself and Others with Energy Medicine. Now, I absolutely love this book. I learned some awesome techniques out of the book. I've read it all thoroughly, and now I'm reading Dream Yourself, Courage in Dreaming Yourself into Being. And this is what the shamans in Peru have taught Alberto Villoldo to spread in the West, that we can all dream ourselves into being. And there's a little story that I read today which warmed my heart about the blue-tipped bird, English bird. When we used to have milk delivered, a lot of people used to have high cream milk delivered in a glass bottle. And it used to have a silver top on it, and the birds figured out how to click into the top, make a hole, and drink the cream from the top of the milk. Now, animals dream themselves into being where all the blue tits told all the other blue tits, and they were all doing it at the same time. And then the robins learned how to do it as well. So really, this is what humans, we need to do, is learn how to dream ourselves into being, into helping others, helping the planet heal, and we all heal each other. And that's why I'm so fascinated by the Peruvian system, the 9 rights of energy medicine, which to realign and rebalance your energy and help you to see your blockages that you may have from family, lovers, enemies, and all them types of things that affect your life and the way that you think now. So a lot of people that have childhood trauma will have that trauma stuck in their first and second chakra. If you've broken up from a lover that you really loved, you might have trauma in your heart chakra, okay? You may have a closed down third eye, and say you're a writer or an artist, and you want to get your next book written out there, or your next artwork, or you're a fashion designer or a fashion photographer, and you just have a block, and it could be in this third eye that needs to be opened by a 9 rights shaman. And the unique about the system is that we look at soul retrieval, and we look at balancing the Wino Kutcha, and we look at opening up the luminous energy field that we just did. And with the luminous energy field, the more the shaman practices, the more that they can hold the luminous energy field. And that's when they get contact to spirit coming into them and giving them advices of what they need to do during the healing session. Does that make sense? So every emotion is held in the body. Every feeling is held in the body. And when I was a doorman bouncer, I can remember people being really rude and horrible and feeling crap when I went home, you know, and feeling that in my body. And I gained lots of body fat and wasn't happy. And when I got out of that job, it was the best thing I ever did. Because it's not a really nice job. Do you know what I mean? Throwing people out when they're having a good time or when they're causing trouble, blah, blah, blah. But all these energy centers are so powerful. The heart chakra can go out 8 foot outside the body when it's tuned up properly. Does that make sense? And remembering that when a 9 rights Karo shaman or the 9 rights shaman is healing you, they're just helping you on your journey. You have to do the healing yourself. So I will open up the chakras and realign them, rebalance them. But if you don't do the rest of the work, then the body won't heal in the way that it should. Does that make sense? So we all need to awaken the shaman within us. And when you have that calling and you decide to take on that calling, this is when you start dreaming yourself, your world into being. Does that make sense? So I really love this stuff passionately. And through learning about the Czech Institute in 2003, that opened up Pandora's box, and I had to do lots of work on myself. I never wanted to follow my father's footsteps or my mum's footsteps. I wanted to go my own way and do my own thing. Which I'm obviously doing because I'm the first shaman in the family. Okay, and the other reason why I like it, it's not all about religion, and it's not about rules and regulations like the 10 Commandments and all that type of stuff. Yes, I practice twice a day. Yes, I believe in energy. Yes, I believe that we can heal ourselves. Yes, I believe that the shaman can heal you if you're open to that. So if somebody says to me, I'm not into this is all bullshit, it's all crap, bye. I will only help you so much, because there's no point forcing something if somebody's not into it. Does that make sense? So really important is that once you've done the breath work on the stone, in you're forgiving the person, you're asking them to forgive you, then you think about what did you learn from that experience. The same as if I find an entity or a bad energy inside your energy system, we need to bless it and say thank you and think about what did we learn from that experience. Does that make sense? Like when I've had tough times in my life, yes, it was tough, but then I've turned it around and then looked at the experience I got from it and thought to myself, I never want to go for that experience again. Does that make sense? And many people will keep repeating the same experience until they solve the experience. Does that make sense? Or realize what's going on and then do something to change it. So in 2008, I was in a lot of debt. Then I got myself out of debt in 2009, and I've never been in debt since. Simply because I learned that valuable lesson. I didn't want to keep going backwards and forwards. Does that make sense? I needed to make sure to nip it in the bud. There's no point being in debt. There's no point buying stuff that you can't afford, because that stress of you being in debt and the bailiff knocking on the door and stuff like that, it's just not worth that stress or hassle in your life. Does that make sense? And the weight on your mind of debt is just not good, is it? So let's close the winner catcher now. So you bring your hands up, just close it, just bring it back in. And then you can bring it down again, down into the body to energise your whole body. So I hope you've enjoyed this video today. I will be uploading more. Please subscribe, and please comment down below if you didn't understand or you need to know it a bit deeper. But you can read it. You can read about it in Shaman Healer Sage. I can't say thank you enough to my mate Robin that gave that to me a few years ago. And a big thank you to you, Robin. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, please follow, please share, and peace and love to all.